One word can encapsulate volumes. There's a story behind that. This is your daily message from Chad, number 899, to upgrade your mental game today by telling yourself a better story. Because the most important story you hear is the story you tell yourself. And this message is dedicated to Allie Edwards. Here's the upgrade. The problem is scattered attention, so give yourself constraints that focus. Here's the story. Allie Edwards is a scrapbooker. If scrapbooking was a drug, which some people say it is, Allie would be a kingpin. She's created a successful company that supports people infected with acute scraptheria, which is the common illness these people suffer from. It's not a real illness, just a hobby that infects your wallet, your schedule, and half your house. In 2006, Allie began a tradition of encouraging other scrapaholics to choose a one-word focus and document how that word shows up throughout the year through their scrapbooking crafts. She calls it one little word, which she has trademarked. It's really taken on a life of its own. And of course, her company provides all kinds of material to support this. If you do a search for Allie Edwards One Little Word, you can see some of the crafty creations she has made. Now, it's easy to poke fun at scrapbookers, but I actually love this concept. For the past 5 years, starting in 2020, I've chosen a one-word focus for the year. I tape it to my desk so I see it every morning. And this year, I changed the password on my phone just as another point of contact with it. I want to challenge you to consider a one-word focus. And this ties into the message yesterday about resolutions and getting a jump on any goals or habits you may be thinking about starting in the new year. I've told the story before about the king who knew his days were numbered. The king gathered his wise counselors in the land and said, "Compile wisdom for the people when I'm gone." So the wise men worked and returned with 10 volumes of the best wisdom. The king said that it's too much. The people will never read it. So they condensed it into one book. The king said it was still too much. The wise men reduced it to a chapter. And the king said that he was still afraid the people wouldn't read it. And the wise men returned with one sentence. The king said, "Just give me a word." The wise men worked and worked and worked longer than they did on the 10 volumes, and they brought the one word to the king, and he said, "Yes, that's it. Give it to my people." And then the king died. Do you know what the one word was? Well, the point of the fable is to get you thinking about what the one word might be. A single word can encapsulate a lot of ideas, but it's much more clarifying than a list. Patrick Lencioni in his consulting says a company always needs to have a rallying cry, a single focus that a company or team is working on. There may be a lot of tasks to be accomplished, but there's one thing that encapsulates everyone's work. Attention and energy gets diluted when there are too many things you're trying to accomplish. You may be doing a lot of good, but it doesn't allow you to do what is best. The better story to tell yourself is, I filter the fog in my life with a one-word focus. Tomorrow, I'm going to share the story of the ultimate New Year's resolution. So I wanted to provide this exercise for you to consider. A one-word focus is gentler than resolutions. There's no pass-fail, just ongoing attention. It acts as a filter for decisions, and it may become a theme that mysteriously shows up everywhere once you've chosen it. Tell me a story of someone who took one word as a rallying cry to focus the mission to fromchadsmith@gmail.com. Send a text to someone and ask them, if you had to pick one word to sum up the past year, what would it be? If you haven't followed or subscribed yet, please do. You can download my book, The Most Powerful Story in the World, by going to fromchad.gumroad.com. The transcript of this message and hundreds of others are always available at www.fromchad.com.